Let's get ready to pitch. Today we have 3 fantastic businesses that were chosen out of over 500 businesses across the country who entered to be part of this pitch competition. So first, pitching today will be Shy Soul Cuisine, Christina of Shy Soul Cuisine, based in Chicago, Illinois. Next, after that, Jeremy and Allie of Moonrise Bagels will present from Woodstock, New York. And last, but again, certainly not least, we have Tyler of So Much to Give Inclusive Cafe, based in Skipback, PA. Tyler was chosen as the community finalist to participate in this competition, and he got over 2,500 votes from the community. So congrats again to all 3 of these fantastic businesses. We are so excited to see you pitch today, and we're honored to hear your pitches and excited to hear. So firstly, we have a quick run of show breakdown. We are going to first have the finalists pitch for about 10 minutes. There will be a timer on the clock. After that 10 minutes, there will be 5 minutes worth of questions from either the judges as well as the community. So if you have questions and you're sitting here as a community member and watching this pitch competition today, put them in the chat. I'll try to get to as many as I can. But again, we only have 5 minutes, so I can't promise that I'll be able to get to all the questions, but I'll try to do my best. After that, the community will have the chance to vote for their favorite pitch competition. The community winner, or the winner of the most votes from the community, will have an impact on the judges' decision today. But ultimately, the judges will be scoring each finalist as they're presenting based on their pitch, their business plan, their plan for trailer utilization. And they'll confer for about 10 minutes, and they'll come back after they have chosen the winner, and the winner will be announced, and the runner-up will receive a $1,000 grant as well.
Okay.
In the meantime, Allie and Jeremy, would you mind presenting first?
Yeah, no problem.
Excellent. Good stuff. So I will start the timer for 10 minutes. Whenever you're ready.
Can you see this?
Yep.
Okay, great. All right, we're ready.
Cool.
All right. Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jeremy Rhodes, and this is my wife, Allie Checkoff Rhodes. And together, we're the founders of Moonrise Bagels, home of the original stuffed bagel.
We pack the good stuff, like bacon, egg, and cheese, pastrami Reuben, and buffalo chicken, all inside a perfect New York-style bagel.
We didn't set out to be co-founders, but it just so happens that our skill sets complement each other perfectly in business. Met in New York City 10 years ago when I was the director of accounting for Union Square Hospitality Group, a premier restaurant group under Danny Meyer, and Allie was working in fashion PR and brand marketing for fast growth startups.
So you might be wondering, how did 2 New York City professionals start a stuffed bagel business? Well, it all started with a little too much pizza sauce. When the pandemic hit, Jeremy and I were lucky enough to move to my hometown of Woodstock, New York, to wait it out. There, while working remotely, Jeremy started baking bread, a lot of bread, and soon moved his way onto bagels. For New Year's Eve that year, he was making pizza for dinner that night and prepping bagels for brunch the next day. He had way too much pizza sauce and had the crazy idea to stuff a pizza inside of a bagel. The first one didn't quite work, but obviously it tasted delicious. After months of experimenting and a lot of taste testing, we finally cracked it and started giving some to our friends and family to try. Word spread quickly, and soon everyone in town wanted to try a stuffed bagel. So we started selling them out of our apartment. Within 6 months, we opened our first location in the heart of Woodstock, New York, just to keep up with demand. Today, we have 3 locations in the Hudson Valley, and we also ship through Goldbelly, a curated marketplace shipping iconic foods from around the country right to your doorstep.
It's no secret that Americans love bagels. In fact, we're projected to consume over 205 million bagels in 2024. And the term bagel has been posted over 480 million times on TikTok. Not only do our stuffed bagels look great on TikTok, but when it comes to the $406 billion quick service food industry, we have a distinct competitive advantage. We make our stuffed bagels by hand in advance using wholesome ingredients and then boil and bake fresh every day at each of our locations. This enables us to run a lean service model and gives us the ability to focus on quality, speed, and hospitality in our stores. So you mix Americans' love of bagels with its prioritization of quality, service, and its love of unique food concepts, and it's clear that we've introduced our stuffed bagels to the market at the perfect time.
Our stuffed bagels are extremely portable, affordable, filling, and delicious, and are resonating with more customers every day. From our meat options like bacon, egg, and cheese, and pastrami Reuben, to our vegetarian options like eggplant, parm, and egg and cheese, and we even have a 100% vegan option, we have something for everyone. And they can be enjoyed at all times of the day. In fact, we like to say that you can eat a stuffed bagel from sunrise to moonrise and anytime in between. That's actually how we got our name. And even though we're based in the small town of Woodstock, New York, it hasn't stopped us from gaining national recognition. Since opening our doors in 2021, we've sold over 80,000 stuffed bagels within all 50 states and Canada. We've been featured on The Today Show, Esquire, The Infatuation, and many other publications. We've also been reviewed by influencers, tastemakers, and celebrities. And actually, just today, the governor of New York State stopped by our Poughkeepsie location.
Last month, we also won a gold medal at Bagel Fest in New York City. And we're called the greatest innovation to the bagel market since the Rainbow Bagel took the country by storm in 2015. And the real kicker, we've achieved all this success with practically zero marketing spend, thanks to Allie's expertise in PR and marketing.
Now we're ready to take our business to the next level and take our stuffed bagels on the road. A food trailer would allow us to exponentially increase our revenue and brand equity. Not only would we finally be able to accept requests to cater local events and weddings in the Hudson Valley, which is quickly becoming a wedding hotspot, but we'd also be able to travel the nation and participate in cultural moments such as New York Fashion Week and Coachella.
We'll also be able to collaborate with iconic food brands from across the country. Just imagine how the internet would react to see one of our bagels stuffed with a cheesesteak from Pat's Cheesesteaks in Philadelphia or barbecue brisket from Franklin's in Austin, Texas. We've come a long way in a little time, all thanks to the demand from our customers. That demand is growing every day, and that's why we're asking you to help us show the country that when it comes to bagels, it's what's inside that counts.
Fantastic job, Allie and Jeremy. That was great. And we have time remaining for extra questions as well. So audience members, if you have any questions for Allie and Jeremy, feel free to put it in the chat. And now I will take it away for the judges for any questions they may have for Allie and Jeremy.
I just want to say congratulations. That is an amazing story. Very unique product offering that you guys have. And I think definitely needs to be all across the country, even the world. So congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I have a lot of technical questions, but we can get into that a little later.
Yeah, we'll go offline for it.
Yeah, we can't wait to bring you some.
Yeah, thank you so much for the pitch. I guess one question from me is, if you have these 3 storefronts in upstate New York and you've got this vision to hit the road, to go to Philadelphia, to go to Austin, to go to the West Coast, can you talk a little bit about the team that you have around you and how do you keep operations running in upstate New York while you're in Texas?
Yeah, absolutely. We have an amazing team. It's something that we're really proud about. I mean, since we've been open to Poughkeepsie, I think we've kept like 90% of our team. So we have about a little over 20 team members between our 3 locations. And then we also have a team of consultants that we talk to regularly about kind of how to continue to scale. So, we, ever since we started like Moonrise Woodstock 3 years ago, obviously we were there a lot. When we started Poughkeepsie, we were there a lot too. But as we grow, we put the right people in place. So we obviously check in when we need to, but the team is doing a fantastic job. And we also do have something in place that kind of like gives us a little bit of an inside look into how the business is operating. We use something called Ovation, where our customers can actually like scan a QR code and give us feedback on their experience. Because like Jeremy said in the pitch, like hospitality and guest experience is really important to us. So it allows us to kind of keep tabs on that, not just through our team, but also through the customer's eyes.
We have some questions from folks in the chat. Any other questions from our judges before we dive in?
Yeah, just real quick, congratulations, guys, on all your success. As you continue to grow, I have a brick and mortar restaurant, and I use my mobile oven for catering and stuff like that. I guess my question is, do you have like a central location where you will be doing production for? You already have that for your 3 locations plus the truck?
We do, yeah. I'll let Jeremy take this one.
So our second store in Poughkeepsie is much bigger than our other 2. And within that, there's a commissary kitchen. So we have our team hard at work making the product all the time. Mm-hmm. We've thankfully figured out a way to preserve, transport, and rebake that product. We're already essentially using that commissary to transport product to our 3 stores. And yeah, it would really just be an easy thing to turn on when we, if we were lucky enough to get this food truck too.
Yeah, so we basically we bring our unbaked product to that's produced in Poughkeepsie, and then it goes to our other locations and we boil and bake them on site. So everyone's always getting a fresh product, but we're able to kind of maintain consistency and quality by keeping that all under one roof.
Cool. Thanks.
Thank you.
So we have a few questions from the chat. The community wants to know, are there any gluten-free options?
We don't have gluten-free yet. It is something that we've played around with, and Jeremy actually makes an amazing gluten-free bagel, but the demand isn't quite there for the scale that we would need to make them at. So it's something that we are working on and would definitely be doing in the future.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I have another question. How will you price your bagels on the trailer? Will they be the same as in store or different to cover any mobile costs?
I think they would be what we offer in store. Obviously we're tuned into what some larger businesses do throughout the country. So you might see a Jersey Mike's or Chipotle price accordingly for certain regions. But I think it would really depend where we go. And think that my finance background to do all that modeling ahead of time.
And then last question here. What do you plan to do with your mobile trailer to make it as memorable as your brick and mortar experiences?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, my background, as Jeremy said, is in PR and marketing, and I'm very focused on kind of like brand and brand experiences. So I love the idea of like a completely blue trailer, if Patrick will allow me, and kind of making it, as beautiful as our stores are. I think every moment really matters, and it is a moving billboard, so it should represent our brand accordingly. We get a lot of social posts, not just on our product alone, but also on both the interior and exterior of our stores. So we would put that same beauty into the trailer.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Any last questions from the judges before we give Christina the floor? Fantastic. All right. Well, thank you so much, Allie and Jeremy. You did a fantastic job. Tyler, I will share your pitch deck
Thank you.
and I will put 10 minutes on the clock now. You ready to get started?
Already.
Okay, great.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I just wanted to say thank you to Honeycomb, Anna Marie, Patrick, and everybody for this opportunity, the community for voting. We're not here, obviously, without them. And you guys will hear how much the community means to us, not just locally, but everywhere. And then big ups to the other finalists, Christina, Allie, Jeremy, everything. It looks great. I've done a little research into your site, so hopefully I could try your food one day. But yeah, we're super grateful for everything. So my name's Tyler. We are the So Much to Give Inclusive Cafe. Something I just wanted to lead off with is we are a charity, nonprofit. So we don't really have an owner or an ownership group, which basically just means all of the money that we are bringing in, it just goes right back to our staff. And then anything else goes to furthering the restaurant with materials or potential growth. Nobody's here to make a profit. It's just trying to accomplish our mission. Who we are a large sum of our parts. It's definitely not just one person, not just 10 people. There's probably a couple hundred people that I can't possibly name in all this time that really, truly contribute to this every day. And I just wanted to highlight a little bit about everybody's kind of what they bring. I think my personal opinion is when you have a large team doing things together, it's much more effective than just one person. So myself, I'm a formal special education teacher. I directed some programs for children and adults with disabilities. Part of my passion is just educating, helping people to grow, learn, and be all that they can be. So my role with the organization is just daily operations. I work at the cafe, trying to make sure that operations are going well, everybody's accomplishing what they need to, staff feel supported, and then the product going out to the customers is at the standard we want it to be. I have two amazing co-founders, Kathy Opperman. She is the president of the nonprofit, and she runs the business and finance side of things, making sure that everything is tip-top in shape and protecting all the jobs for our employees. Maureen Stanko, she specializes in community networking, raising funds, and helping to bring in a little bit more money to make sure that we're able to do the things that we want to do. We have a large amount of volunteers, I would say roughly 50 any given week, that truly just donate their time to this organization just to help this thing go and support in any way that they can. We have two incredible chefs, Chef Adam, who's owned and opened his own 2 restaurants locally, was super excited about the opportunity to help us. And then we recently got Chef Lindsay, who is a graduate of the Culinary Institute of America. Very bright young lady. She's incredible. And she was also very excited to come join this after having been an executive chef in a few other kitchens. And we're a restaurant. We're located in the beautiful town of Skippack, PA. We serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We recently had the opportunity to expand to the Montgomery County Community College and open up 2 coffee shops. Over there, we primarily just focus on lunches, breakfast, coffee, and smoothies. So it was cool to see a little bit different side of a model outside of the typical restaurant that we started with. You can move to the next one, Ellie. Just so you guys all know, I'm not the best with technology, so Allie's helping me with the slides. Again, we're a nonprofit, so we have a mission outside of the food that we serve. We're very passionate about bringing amazing food to you, but we also are very passionate about this mission. And that is to create an accessible and inclusive experience for anybody, including people with disabilities, to be able to have the opportunity to work, socialize, dine, and just be a part of their community and engage with it. So how we got here, it really just came down to a bunch of people, myself, my co-founders, a lot of individuals, families within the local community that saw a need. There is a gigantic need out there for accessible and inclusive places for people with disabilities to have the opportunity to be a part of. Without getting too much into the details, it's just a little bit more difficult sometimes for some people to access things or engage in ways that we may take for granted every day. Transportation, having the social awareness to go through different conversations, just navigating the world. It takes some people a little bit more time to master and learn. And it's very important for community locations and organizations to be in tune to that. Outside of just the humanistic point of it, there's a lot of business out there that is untapped by people with disabilities because they don't have the chance to be able to access certain places and organizations. So we saw a need, and we wanted to create a place within our community where we contributed to that. We're an option, we're a resource for people to be able to come, feel safe, feel accepted, and just be included with the day-to-day operations of a place, whether it be dining, working, participating in events. We do trivia, bingo, we have movie nights. So just a place where anybody can come from the community to be a part of something. We pitched this idea back in, I would say, June of 2022, and we posted it on social media. I would say within about 2-3 months, the community rallied and raised over $200,000. We were able to get our first location here in Skippack. Kathy, I mentioned her earlier, she general contracted the whole kitchen. The place didn't even have a kitchen, so we built that, trained staff up in those 2, 3, 4 months, and then by November of 2022, we were able to open the doors miraculously and kind of get the whole thing going. We partnered with school districts, local libraries, senior facilities, and anybody we can really talk to make sure that we're branching out and making more connections with the community, because that's the whole purpose. And then here we are 2 years later, and we just expanded to those 2 new locations as coffee shops. So we're excited. What the cafe means, again, to the community, it's everything. I think just being able, as a customer or community member, to be able to contribute to something is extremely important. But here you have the opportunity to completely just dive right in. You can come in and sit at any time during open hours. You get to engage with our staff. You get to see what's going on. You get to see where your money goes to, all while you're getting the same meal that you could get going to another business. So it's kind of like a multi-pronged attack. It's a win-win, and we hope that the community and the customers truly want to continue engaging, because what we've seen to this point has been nothing short of incredible. For the staff and their families, brings a little bit of a different approach, but it really means so much to them. There's a lot of people probably watching on this call who truly live this every day and understand it, but just to have the opportunity to be able to engage with your community, to be able to talk to somebody, to be able to work and be a part of something, it means so much, because again, it kind of gets taken for granted sometimes with a lot of people and the opportunities that they've had. Just for myself, I remember when I got my first job, it took me maybe like 4 or 5 applications, got an interview or 2 and didn't get a job, but then I was able to get one, and then you kind of build your resume. For a lot of individuals that are employed here, it's extremely difficult just to get an interview. I mean, what I used to do back to the programs I directed, we tried to help people find and get jobs and then get acclimated to them. I would say on average, it took maybe 50 applications just to get an interview, then maybe 10 to 15 more interviews to get the job. And that just hurts sometimes to have to go through that and kind of just gut that out. And then you get the job, and I would say maybe 50% of the time, you retain the job. Maybe 50% of the time it doesn't work out. And again, by then, like, the work experience, it kind of gets dulled, when this is something that everybody should have the opportunity to do. And really, the staff that's here, they love it. They want to come to work every day. I can tell you in 2 years' time, I don't think I've had a single no call, no show. I have people begging for more shifts, and we want to be able to provide that. So it truly means a lot for the staff and their families here. I kind of just talked about a little bit of the impact, but it's helping a lot of our staff just to raise their independence, raise their self-awareness, self-esteem, and again, be a part of something and engage with their local community that they desperately want to be a part of. This is just a little slide about, I guess, the reach of the cafe and what we hope can become of this and what we think should become of it. We've been featured on a couple different news outlets. We get calls all the time from various states, from Florida to Alabama. I think we got one on yesterday, from Minnesota, a gentleman with a daughter who just wants to make a donation. And he said this is something that he really hopes can be available for his daughter one day. And that really means a lot. So we're hoping that this reach can continue to expand to places outside of Pennsylvania. Now to the fun stuff, the food. We get to talk about what a food trailer would do for us, and how it might help us income-wise with the food we put out, and then obviously with the mission as well. Right off the bat, kind of just like I mentioned, I think we would be able to employ 5 to 10 more people which is a great opportunity for a lot of people that we have waiting to get jobs. We employ, I would say, just over 100 people right now within 2 years, and we probably have a waiting list of another 100 people that have interviewed and would be great candidates. We just have to find the jobs and keep working to make them available. What this also would do is just allow us to interact in new regions in different areas. Like I said, we want to kind of contribute and continue to expand this mission to places outside of just Montgomery County. We want to get to Berks, Delaware. We want to get to New Jersey. We want to get to New York. And we want to keep trying to push this model and see everything that it can become. The food trailer itself, too, would just be a different way for us to see what might be effective for our staff members. We started with this restaurant, which I'm sure you guys all know is very different than a coffee shop. Restaurants are larger scale. It's a little bit more fast paced. It's harder to predict. You don't really know what's walking in. One day you might be slow. One day you might be busy. At the college and at the coffee shops, we have a little bit more control over it. We know when the classes are going to get out. We have a pretty good estimation for what we're going to do every day. And that just contributes differently to the staff members and what they can expect. It highlights different skill sets. And we think a food trailer would just be another model for us to try and potentially continue to invest in different ones or get further. A food trailer, it's more quick service. You do food prep. You're putting together the same few items all the time, and then you're getting on the road and getting to new places. And we think that could really appeal to a lot of staff members that might not want to work in a coffee shop or a restaurant. So we're excited to try something new.
You have 1 minute left, Tyler.
Oh, shoot. Our vision for the food truck. We have a very successful recipe here for crispy chicken that we've seen. And we want to expand on that. We think we have a good idea for new sandwiches, different things, while trying to stay inclusive in our nature and offering different, cultural preferences, just regular flavor preferences. So I want to show you guys the menu because it's really exciting. So we just have 6 things. We're trying to do spins on fun classic dishes while also trying to appeal again to various amounts of people. So we have like tiki chicken tacos. We're going to use our crispy chicken recipe, get that on some non-taco shells, and just make like a classic tiki masala recipe, but as a food trailer with chicken. The cowboy sandwich appeals more to like spicy preferences. The truffle parm one, it's more sweet, savory. If you go back one, Allie, the chicken and waffles one, that's my personal favorite that I tried. It's just a classic dish. You're making the waffles into taco shells and then putting a little bacon. Hot and honey's trendy. So something for everybody that we feel really accentuates our crispy chicken dish that I think a lot of people have come to like. And then finally, why you should choose us. We really believe that our crispy chicken recipe with all these new fun flavor things, we can have a successful recipe and product on our own with the food. And then you combine that with a mission where you're really including yourself, supporting a community of people, and just helping to further a great mission and a cause. We think it's a win-win for a lot of people, and we're hopeful that we can show that in different areas.
Excellent. Well, great work, Tyler. We have 5 minutes on the clock starting now for any questions from the judges about So Much to Give Inclusive Cafe's pitch.
Awesome. Since I started last, I guess I'll start again. Tyler, congratulations. That is a great mission that you guys have. My question would be, you're running a cafe. Part of the being inclusive and then running a cafe is having a dining area, right? Your customers get to interact with staff members, and it helps boost the mission. How do you intend to keep boosting the mission and have your team members interact with customers when essentially they'll be mostly in a kitchen and not interacting with customers or doing table touches like at a restaurant?
That's a great question, Patrick. So we have a lot of different ideas for the food trailer. Outside of the normal thing like festivals and big events that there's a lot of up in Skipback, we want to try to find new ways to use it. So right off the bat, we've already thought about contracting, partnering with a lot of the local school districts. They come here for field trips a lot of the year just to get their kids immersed into the mission and getting to practice skills. But now with this opportunity, we could go to them. We could park right outside the local high school, allow their AS classrooms, autistic support classrooms, emotional support classrooms to come into the food trailer, get some more practice, and then serve to the students. We have a big field right out behind the cafe where if there's not a festival going on, we can just park the thing right out there and continue to do our events in the big field while serving another option for anybody who wants quicker service. So we definitely want to keep exploring the idea of different ways to use a food trailer outside of the norm of just parking at a typical festival and just trying to produce mass amounts of things, even though that's one of the things we want to try.
That makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
Of course.
Could you speak a little bit to the goals you have with the food truck? I know you touched on it a little bit, but really understanding both from an impact perspective, but also kind of a financial perspective. If this goes to plan, what does that look like in 2 or 3 years?
Yeah, another great question. From a financial perspective, it's just another way to try to generate more money and continue to produce more jobs. If this model goes well and we see there's a lot of school districts interested, a lot of business coming just to this truck on our property, or if we're getting to go to different places, expand the mission, push that further, and people are really enjoying it, I think we could invest in more. And if the money's coming in and it's helping us to fulfill the mission too, that's one positive. In terms of the model, again, I think without having directly being able to see it, when you provide different opportunities, different types of jobs, different type of work, it really appeals to a lot of our staff and the ability to try new things. So we might have somebody here at the cafe doing a pretty good job serving or hosting or food running, but maybe they go and try this model with a food truck where they're doing food prep in a kitchen, or even just walking around, giving out free samples, getting to engage with people in line to keep them happy because nobody likes waiting in a line. There's so many different ways I think that this can be utilized outside of what we're doing now, and we're really excited about that potential.
Excellent. We have 1.5 minutes left for any final questions from our judges and the community.
Yeah, I just want to say, Tyler, I think your mission is really incredible. I have a restaurant in Pittsburgh, and there's an inclusive gym studio / yoga studio down the street, and I know the owner there, and it's really an amazing place to see these sorts of kids and this community have a place to feel at home. So kudos to you for incorporating that into a business model, and I think that's really wonderful. We need more of that, I think, in the service industry, because it is just focused on food and dining and entertainment and stuff, and I think that these sorts of things, food is a wonderful way to get people together in general. And if you can bring them into that same environment with things that you're showing that, you're giving these other people an opportunity, I think it's really great. So I don't really have a question. I think it's wonderful what you're doing.
Oh, that was wonderfully said. I really appreciate it.
Excellent. Well, that is time. So with that said, that takes us to our last, but certainly not least presentation, Christina. Christina, I can share my screen.
All right. Hi, everyone. Congratulations to all the contestants. My name is Christina. I am a chef with over 2 decades of personal and professional culinary experience. I'm a wife, a mother of 5, and proud owner of Shy Soul Seafood and Vegan Cuisine. I first off want to thank Trailerking and Honeycomb for giving me this opportunity to take my business to a new level. Just making it this far in the competition, it is a dream come true for me. Ever since I was a little girl, I've wanted to be a chef. Having the opportunity to take this to the next level is all that I've ever wanted. My culinary dreams were actually passed down to me. My great-great-grandfather, he was actually one of the first African Americans. Are you there?
Yep, we're here.
Oh my gosh, what? Oh, should I start over? I have no idea.
Nope. It's totally fine. Let's just dive right back in.
I'm so sorry about that. I was basically saying that my love of cooking has been passed down to me. So my grandfather, he opened a restaurant in the Hyde Park area in Chicago, Illinois. My great aunt, she was a head chef for a well-renowned catering company on the north side. And both of those titles, they were pretty much taboo for African Americans at that time. So I'm really proud to be carrying on their legacy. And I'm proud to be here today. But mainly, what really brought purpose to my culinary mission was my personal experience. So, as a young girl, growing up on the south side of Chicago, the options to healthy food, they were very, very limited. There is on every main street a fast food restaurant, if not two. And these areas, they're called food deserts. So, because these areas have limited access to healthy foods, a lot of hardworking parents, like my single father, have to make fast food staples within their diets. For me, that did not contribute to my overall well-being. I had a very hard time managing my weight. So it really wasn't until I decided to take my diet into my own hands that I realized food was not just about something that tastes good, but it's also about nourishing the body so that you feel good and in turn look good as well. So with this newfound perspective, I realized that nutritional cooking is where my love for cooking really lied. So at the age of 16, I decided to venture out and pursue adulthood. So believe it or not, I actually earned a living selling door-to-door magazines. So during this time, food options, again, were very, very scarce, but I refused to let that define my dietary journey. So from city to city, state to state, hotel room to hotel room, I carried my portable stovetop and my portable oven with me so that I could make sure I had a healthy meal to eat by the end of the night, even if I had to cook it myself every single night. For the people around me, this was unheard of. They were used to eating red meat burgers and fried chicken nuggets daily. So as they began to see the lifestyle that I was incorporating even on the road, they got curious. And before I knew it, I was sharing my healthy cooking with those around me. So this experience, it helped me to see that everyone likes to eat healthy, but not everyone has access to healthy foods. At this point, I realized it was time to pursue my culinary education. So I returned back to home in Chicago, Illinois at the age of 22. And I was so excited to share my culinary gifts with everyone, especially my dad. However, at that point, he was pretty set in his ways, and fast food had become the majority of his diet. Now, although he was well known in our community for helping people to heal themselves of different illnesses with natural remedies, unfortunately, without the proper diet, he wasn't able to heal himself of his own dietary illness. And that year, he passed away from congestive heart failure. The next year, I gave birth to my very first son, and I couldn't help but wonder if my father had been given access to healthier foods earlier on, if he had been given the information to make better dietary choices. Could he have been able to stick around and see my first child be born? So that thought is what sparked me to start Shy Soul. I believe that every community deserves access to healthy, affordable foods. And that is why I am here today. That is why we need this food truck. So we are envisioning a world where every community does have access to the foods they need to live a healthier, happier life. With that, we seek to be a catalyst for change by offering a mix of seafood and vegan cuisine. By doing so, we help diners to reduce their intake of saturated fats. We help them to reduce their risk of certain types of cancers. We help with weight management and also lowering the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Not only that, promoting a plant-based diet also contributes to reducing our environmental impact. So we're envisioning a place where food insecurity is not only something that we can address, but we are offering a more inclusive future to everyone. And that is why we feel our customer is everyone. Shy Soul is for the person suffering with high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes. Shy Soul is for the busy mom that needs a fast but awesome meal that she can feel good about feeding her family. Shy Soul is for that busy professional that does not have access to healthy eating options. Shy Soul is for anyone who is looking to live a healthier lifestyle, one meal at a time. So we are part of promoting that change by offering local options with locally sourced ingredients, vegan and seafood options such as our protein-packed grain bowls, our delicious salads, our unique sandwiches, and we even offer meal prep. All of this is in an effort to help the people that we serve not only enjoy healthy eating, but also receive the nourishment that they need to live their best lives. So we consider ourselves more than just a food company. We are committed to supporting sustainability, community empowerment, and nutritional education. It's more than just a convenient meal. It's a pathway to better health and a stronger community. So we need this food truck because we are conscious of every single part of what we do. From the chickpea flour that our chicken sandwich is battered in, to the avocado oil that is fried in. We are wanting to reach more communities, but we will not sacrifice quality. And a lot of times that can make it hard for us to bring our food to the masses. So with this trailer, it's going to allow us to offer our distinctive cuisine to more communities faster without sacrificing that freshness or quality. It's going to enable us to participate in local festivals where we can reach new customers, and it will also increase our flexibility with catering. We're at the point where our services are in demand. We can no longer accept any more meal prep clients. We get inquiries for business lunches all the time that we just do not have the capacity to fulfill. With this food truck, it will allow us to take the business to the next level so that we can offer this delicious, healthy cuisine to people that need it most. So we believe in Shy Soul. We believe in our ability to make a difference. We believe that our unwavering commitment will allow us to change lives. And we thank you for giving us this opportunity to get to a new level. Thank you so much. And we hope to win that food truck.
Great
Great work,
Christina.
Tina.
Christina, maybe if you want to mute during the echo.
It was the echo, okay.
There we go. So now we have, and just unmute when you're ready to answer the questions. I'll start the clock now for 5 minutes of questions from our judges.
I can start, if that's cool. I really like your idea, Christina. I feel like food deserts are a thing that exists kind of like all over the country, and those places definitely need, there's definite need for food education, I think, in general across the country. I think that you're absolutely correct with kind of that fast food has taken over and really created a not a great culture of food in our country in general. I feel like people are obviously more overweight than they ever have been and more unhealthy. So I think, having better options in places where there are no options is really important. So am I to understand that you do not have like a commissary kitchen yet or anything like that? This would be like your first like venture into like the public sector. Obviously you do like chefing and things like that, but you don't have like a brick and mortar per se, correct?
Correct. We do not have a brick and mortar. Currently, we offer catering, meal prep, and we offer those nutritional education workshops and cooking demonstrations. We do operate out of a community kitchen, however.
Okay, cool. Is it like a shared community kitchen space that you like rent time from?
I'm so sorry about the connectivity. Yes, it is a shared kitchen space.
Thank you, Christina, and thank you for working through the technical issues. I've been on the other side of the table at pitch competitions when there's been technical challenges, and I know how stressful that can be. So, way to persevere through all of that. I'm curious, thinking about kind of this next stage. If you got into a food trailer, I love the mission, I love the vision. Talk to me a little bit about your marketing plan. How would you think about letting people know that you're out there in the community, out of the food trailer, and get in front of your customers?
Thank you. So our plan is to do a lot of partnering. We have been in talks with several businesses that are interested in providing meals to their employees. So partnering with businesses. In addition, we partner with a lot of organizations already that allow us to come to community events so that we can expose community members to our cuisine. So that's another avenue where we have an opportunity to make additional funds while also exposing people to a healthier form of eating. In addition, there are a lot of nonprofits that are actually helping businesses at this moment with those types of things. We just received a free photo shoot so that we can begin to market our services to the masses in a more professional way. So basically with partnering as well as using different resources that are available to small businesses to get us out there.
Excellent. Thank you.
Excellent. We have a few questions here as well in the chat. One of the first questions we have here is, how will you keep the cost down for a food trailer when you're working with plant-based ingredients? How do you go about cost savings?
So our method is to partner with local farmers and organizations. We actually find that plant-based ingredients are not as expensive as a lot of people think. I know personally, when I decided to transition to a plant-based diet within my household, I ended up saving money by not purchasing meat. So one, by partnering locally, which believe it or not, tend to have a lot of awesome pricing for small businesses. And then two, because we don't have any meat, that actually does save us quite a bit of money.
Excellent. Well, that was all of the questions here now. The judges are going to take 10 minutes, deliberate. I put the community voting link in the chat and I'll put it in again. So stay tuned during this intermission. We'll give them 10 minutes to go into the breakout room and then come back for the winner to be announced. Great work to all, and great work, Christina, on your pitch. I know the technical difficulties, we've all experienced it.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys for working with me.
Absolutely.
Neil, we're getting a little bit of feedback from your line. Thank you. Cool. All right. The judges are back. And let me tell you, this was a really, really hard decision. My goodness, these pitches were incredible. Thank you to our three finalists. And I can't emphasize enough, like these three finalists are the tippy top, right? There were hundreds upon hundreds of applicants. So this is like not just the top 1%. This is like the more narrow field than that. So Absolutely impressed with these three businesses and the work they put into their pitches, and for them to share just a little bit of that story with us of where they're trying to go. So the way this works, obviously, we're giving away this custom food trailer thanks to Patrick and his organization. But we also are proud to announce we're also going to do a runner-up. We're going to be giving away $1,000 for the runner-up. So without further ado, our runner-up this evening, winning $1,000, is Chai Soul. So Christina, congratulations.
Wow, thank you so much.
Congrats. All right, and our winner for this evening. This was so hard, folks. But especially thanks to the overwhelming community support we saw, we are so proud to select So Much to Give Inclusive Cafe for a food trailer. The impact that they have is just so incredible, and really excited to help them take that to the next level. So Tyler, congratulations, and really excited to see what you can do with the trailer on the road.
Thanks, George. Thank you, everyone, Honeycomb, the whole community. Big shout out again to the other contestants. You guys are incredible for all you do. I was really mad at myself because I didn't finish at the end of my presentation. I wanted to make sure I gave a big shout out to our staff. They're truly what makes this place go. Some of the nicest, most genuine, and just dedicated people you'll ever meet. So it all comes down to our staff, and I'm so grateful for them.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much to everyone that participated, to all of our incredible businesses, to all the people that showed up today. You all showed up for these business owners that mean a lot in your life. And if you're looking for more ways to support local businesses across the country, you can check out Honeycomb Credit as a way to support in businesses even further. You can become a small business investor, investing as little as $100 into a local business and earn interest on what you lend. So be sure to check out all of these businesses the next time you're in Woodstock, New York, Chicago, Illinois, or Skipback, PA, or even the next time you're in Pittsburgh. Please come see Honeycomb Credit. Go check out Driftwood Oven, and same with Patrick in Houston, Texas. We'll close this out, but thank you so much again to everybody that participated. And thank you to Patrick for everything that you've done, all of your participation, and for giving these entrepreneurs the opportunity to even get a chance to win a custom-built food truck. We're definitely going to be doing this again. So thank you, Patrick, a million times over. Excellent. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Have a great rest of your night, and hope to see you all soon.
Thank you guys very much. It means a lot to us.